And we're live.
This question's mine, and it's a social one. There are a couple guys, like 4 guys in my universe, who are like, sort of working on getting fit and such and trying to clean things up. And I look at them and think, you know what would really benefit you? Finasteride? Did I pronounce it right?
Yep.
How do you say that socially? People don't know finasteride is the generic for Propecia, I think, and it's a hair loss medication. Yeah. And it's hard to be like, bro, look, that's your problem area. Abs will help you a little, but that'll help you a lot. What do you do? You just shut the fuck up? That's
I'll tell you what I said.
You're just gonna like, oh, my grandpa was bald.
Dude, I told Scott straight up. I was like, look, Scott, you're gonna go bald. Your dad went bald, and we know how he handled it. Poorly.
Did he have that unicorn patch in front?
He refused to retreat and just
he refused. He's still refusing to give up. That man wore hats for years.
I bet
this is a 60-year-old man still coloring his hair, still like swirling it just right. He's had Rogaine on the countertop for decades, and like covering it with ball caps and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna go bald. And my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong here, Derek, if you have a genetic predisposition to male pattern baldness, in other words, if you're 30 and you were gonna lose your hair at 50, going on TRT can exacerbate that and make that begin now in your 30s rather than your 50s, right?
Yeah, it'll definitely expedite it significantly. So anyone who's thinking like, oh, everything's fine now, like I'll probably just be fine. It's kind of wild how when you actually wrap your head around it, how many guys do you see walking around at 65 plus who have a perfect head of hair? Mm-hmm. 0. Maybe like
my
Ronald
dad's
Reagan,
pretty good.
And that was that's all I could think of off the top.
My dad was good at 60 now, and it's 70. He's got like a thing where he can slick it back and it looks good, but like he's definitely losing some.
My father's part, it seems, back a little bit. I don't know if it's decades of combing, but it's otherwise pretty good.
Okay. Well,
anyway, carry on. But it's rare.
So
there's only one Reagan.
Most people are not going to maintain like their perfect hairline forever. It's pretty fucking difficult, and ultimately, there's a lot of science that goes into whether it's DHT or if it's stuff caused by like downstream cascade of DHT leading to, a bunch of random shit. But ultimately, the most effective way to halt it, if you catch it early enough, is with something like finasteride, which inhibits the production of DHT. So like in general, whenever I'm talking to guys and they're worried about hair loss or they're not worried about it, I just tell them like, dude, look at your dad, look at your grandpa, look at, the grandpa on the other side of the family. How's their hair? Like, do you think you're immune right now because you look great, but like you're going to get fucked at some point. So if you want to prevent yourself from having to play catch up, which is a million times harder than trying to just prevent loss in the first place, then just get on it now and, don't have to worry about it. And it's not going to halt it entirely, but it slows it down so significantly that you can go pretty much a way longer duration of your lifespan without having to deal with it. So it might give you another 20 years, 30 years, maybe with.
Does it reverse it?
You get a little bit of regrowth, but in general, it's just going to halt further loss. So that's why the earlier you catch it, the easier it is. If you're trying to play catch up with like lost, like dead zones on your temples, very fucking difficult to regain like a perfection hairline and then maintain it. But if you get it when everything's solid, a lot more difficult to regain than it is to just prevent you from losing it in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
minoxidil, it regains it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's a growth stimulant and it works well, but it's like, ideally you want to use less drugs, like who wants to be on more drugs? Yeah. So if you can prevent yourself from losing it in the first place, you don't need the minoxidil.
So here's the situation. This is the people in my universe. We've observed that things have already retreated to less than perfect. Do you get on minoxidil for 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, and then regrow it?
This kind of stuff is like lifelong commitment because it's like when you come off of it, you're just going to keep progressing at the rate you were. So it's like whatever your baseline state is, if you're not happy with it, if you come off, like things are just going to keep progressing. It's not like you can come off and somehow just maintain your progress.
Yeah.
So,
I think I might have something wrong, and I want you to say it plainly for me. I had this idea you could take minoxidil for like 6 months, get the regrowth, then stay on the fin and keep it.
No, doesn't work like that.
I think what you're thinking about is like the results people get from the beards.
Yeah.
I just made it up out of logic.
you and I have had that discussion before about how like you could use the minoxidil thing to like grow the beard, and then once you got it because there's no male pattern beard baldness. Fortunately, I guess.
Oh, it works like that on beards?
It's like pretty permanent. When you like hypothetically, you could go from like I've seen Asian guys who can't even grow facial hair get like full beards within 6 to 12 months with minoxidil and microneedling. Like it's pretty wild.
I was going to say with the microneedling, yeah.
What a funny thing for the Asian guy to explain at like his family reunion. The only guy with the beard. I just saw they coming in.
At 28, sometimes you get another puberty.
Literally 1 in a billion.
And,